Hey, my name's James Nicholson. This video I want to talk about, will Section 21 be abolished? Now, it's interesting that we're talking about that in this video because I'm in one of my properties here in Dorking in Surrey where we've just had to serve a Section 21 notice to ask the tenant to leave. Now, we did have a bit of cooperation with the tenant, unfortunately, on this one. So, Section 21. This is something that landlords are worried about massively at the moment. And what Section 21 allows you to do is to ask your tenant to leave through no fault. So it could be, it's kind of like a no fault eviction. And there could be various reasons that you want to do that. It could be that you want to get the property back to do some building work and convert it. So I've got properties, one upstairs from here actually, that's a 1-bedroom flat that I needed the tenant to leave because I wanted to convert it into a 2-bedroom flat because I needed the uplift in the value. You also might have a tenant that is in arrears. That could be one reason as well. Or you might have a tenant that's just unruly. I've had a tenant in the past that in the pandemic was just having parties all the time because they couldn't go out. And they were pretty good before, but as soon as the pandemic hit, they started having house parties and the police were getting called. And it was just causing me a real problem with other people in the block who I've known for years because I own that property since 1999. And so what Section 21 allows you to do is to give that person a reasonable amount of time for notice. And it allows you to just get that person moving on. And that could be for noise disruptions, could be for rent arrears, could be just because you want to do something with that property. Now, what the government's proposing is that Section 21 gets abolished. And so what they're saying is that potentially, if that goes, you won't be able to get rid of your tenant. And that could be a bad thing. Now, here's why that's bad. One reason is because it will make more landlords leave the market. We had 30% of landlords leave the market in the last 2 years. And that's because mostly of something else called Section 24. The tax rules are just not so efficient anymore. So a huge amount of the market, landlords have gone. And that's one of the reasons why rents are going up so quickly. We've just put this property on the market. We've already got tons of viewings booked in straight away. Like it's a red hot rental market still, even though with house prices going down. And so if you don't allow landlords to get their own property back, what will happen is you'll just get disgruntled tenants, you'll get more disputes, and it just makes it really, really an unsavory thing to happen. Now, I know a lot of people feel that some landlords use Section 21 unfairly. They use a Section 21 notice because they want to get someone out and then get someone back in on a higher rent. And that happens. Of course that happens. But remember that the landlord is a business and he might need to get someone in paying a higher rent because of the other government legislation, because of the Section 24 stuff that's come in. There's various reasons why that happens, but I've been a landlord now for about 15, 20 years, and I've never got rid of a good tenant. If a tenant pays me on time, they're good, they look after my property, I don't get rid of them. I want them to stay there. In fact, a lot of tenants are paying at my properties less than the market value in rent because they've been there for a long time. It's good for me to keep long-term tenants. I don't want to be looking for new people all the time because it costs me in agency fees. The void period wipes out what the extra rent might be anyway. There's tons of reasons. And so Section 21 was looking like it was going to be abolished, but there's now been some pushback against that. And they're potentially looking to keep the Section 21 notices in contracts. And that's good. If we can keep a Section 21 in there, then that's really fair. And a good landlord will not get rid of a good tenant. Trust me, it's just not logical sense. You want to keep those good tenants because that's the people that are paying you your rent. You don't want to take the risk of, yeah, you might get a little bit extra getting someone else in, but why would you take that risk and have the chance that the new tenant won't be as good? Or you take all of those costs on board, all of those estate agent fees, void periods, all of that stuff just doesn't really make sense. And so I think Section 21 should stay. I think that maybe the unscrupulous landlords are going to leave anyway with the Section 24. A lot of people that were in the market for a long time that were classed maybe as slum landlords, it's not so tax efficient for them anymore. And so they're out of the market now, and that's a positive thing. And the government is doing other stuff to make landlords more efficient. We've got the EPC regulations coming in. So that means that we've got to make these properties more energy efficient. That's good. That's a positive thing as well, isn't it? So if we can make the properties more energy efficient, that's going to be even better and give better quality. That means there'll be less damp, there'll be less, the properties will be warmer, it'll be cheaper to run. That's a positive thing. The government's doing plenty of stuff to keep landlords in line. And I just think Section 21 needs to say. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Do like this video, do subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification. Check out all the other content on my channel, including how to buy a house for £1 right here.